What's a mistake that you made once that you'll never make again? After donating blood. They say not to do strenuous exercise for a couple hours. Well, I thought I'd stop by the grocery store on the way home from the blood bank. A nice old lady asked me to help her with a big bag of dog food. I thought, there's no way that would be considered strenuous. Then I woke up on the floor with a small crowd standing around me and someone calling for an ambulance. I was fine. But it was a bit embarrassing. Co-signing on a loan for a family member. Neglect my teeth. Trying to catch a falling knife. Letting a balance accumulate on a credit card. Thinking that the employee survey is really anonymous. Turn the oven on without first checking if there's anything inside. Edit. Goodness. I didn't expect such a response. So glad my mistake resonates with many of you. Mine was a plastic cutting board someone had stored in my oven. They were trying to help me clean. Not sure why they thought it was a good storage place. Closing parenthesis. I didn't know, as I kept my oven empty. Until the flowless smell came from there and the whole thing had melted into the whole thing. Took me a while to get the smell and hard plastic off. Marrying the same woman twice. Sharing something very personal with a partner who didn't deserve to know. Remain in a relationship after being cheated on. Boy, was that foolish of me. Taking a job offer where the manager was a little too eager to hire. It was not because I was that awesome. Took an antibiotic that needed a meal prior on taking said antibiotic. But it was the middle of the night and decided to wing it. That horrible feeling afterwards was etched into my brain and decided to never do it again. Tasting vanilla extract. That day my 8-year-old self learned a valuable lesson. You should not use a Clorox wipe as a wet wipe for your bum. Trying to unclog my toilet via repeated flushings. My toilet just sucked and often needed 2 to 3 flushes and then it would finally unblock and flush normally. I had gotten so used to it that it became a routine. I just knew it would be fine. Words cannot describe the horror the one time I saw the water start escaping the bowl after one flushed. I was frozen in sheer terror. Once. I was honest to my boss. Will never do it again. Getting addicted to meth. Was nearly on the brink of destroying my life but found a way out of it. Been clean 3+ years now. Never again. Walked through an invisible fence meant to contain canines with collar prongs against my arm. Being lazy about getting an oil change. Might have to replace my entire engine now. $60 oil change greater than $10. Oh, mechanic bill. Never put your face over a toddler's head. Sounds dodgy. But it's innocent. Toddlers jump spontaneously. If your face is within 1 foot of the top of their head you'll get a bloody nose, lip. Happened to me too often with our friends' kids. Now it's a rule. Eating couscous before the water had fully soaked in. Turns out it continues to expand in the stomach. Always check for toilet paper before using the restroom. Seeking esteem and approval from my parents and returning to live with them. Christmas shopping on Black Friday. It was a mob scene. With people challenging each other to be first to grab merchandise off the shelves. Never again, not worth it. Making debt while things are looking good. Just avoid the temptation. It's not worth it. Currently paying off a car I've not even had in my possession for quite a while. I had root canal. I now brush and floss like it's my last day. Breaking up with a great partner. Don't get married after college because all your friends in the group are. Trying to get frisky with my wife after cutting jalapenos. We called that move the spicy chalupa and it has never been repeated since. Ran into the same glass door a second time within 10 seconds. Asked a girl if she was pregnant. She wasn't. Most humiliating thing I've ever said. Put regular Dawn in the dishwasher. Fuck, that was bad. Not my mistake. But I suffered from it. My father, who doesn't normally cook, invited me and my girlfriend over for dinner one night. When we arrived, we immediately went to the living room to socialize with the rest of my family while Dad cooked. So we didn't smell what he was making. When served, it looked surprisingly good. He made a beautiful chicken and pasta dish with some bread for a side. I was getting ready to take a bite when my sister spit out the pasta and screamed, "What did you put in this?" with a look of disgust on her face. After a short conversation of the ingredients he used, he mentioned that adding the garlic was the hardest and longest part of the dish. Turns out he thought a clove of garlic was the entire head. The recipe called for 3 cloves of garlic. This man put about 20 to 30 cloves of garlic into the dish instead. Needless to say, we ordered pizza after that. Edit. Spacing. Putting a frozen juice box in the microwave. The balls don't go inside the condom too. Just the shaft. Unplanned pregnancy. Got snipped after that. Forgot to wash hands after chopping jalapenos. Then went to take a leak. 0 tenths. Infatuated by someone to the point where they are all you think about. It clouds your mind and you start to forget yourself. Had to take a step back and get my priorities straight. Work for a job that says they're a big family, LMAOOOOO. Going through with getting married even though I knew and felt it wasn't right. Days before I became nervous. But it wasn't the ordinary cold feet most people feel. I genuinely knew it wasn't right. We already had so many problems. We met online and she was gorgeous. But the red flags were easily identified. I knew the first date she was very negative. She talked more about what she doesn't like versus what she does like. But once the wedding was happening, I felt there was no going backwards. Until this day. My friend still jokes about taking a picture with the exit in the background. The day of my wedding he supported me exiting if I decided it wasn't right for me. I'm happily divorced after 3 years of hell. Staying on 16 when the dealer's showing a face card. They always have 20. Always. Getting back with my manipulative and toxic ex. I once used a treadmill after putting it at its second highest speed when I'd never used one before, bear in mind. I was 9. But, ouch. My friends who owned the gadget were concerned and rightly so. The scar is gone now. But I will never forget how badly my knee hurt and bled from the fall. ETA. More time has passed than I thought it did. My sister just reminded me that I was 9. She's right. We left our beloved 2-year-old healthy dog with a rover dog sitter, and the day before we picked her up, also the day after our wedding, she died in the care of that rover dog sitter. I will never leave my dog with a rover sitter or really with anyone I don't know personally ever again. Don't give someone you're dating money. Not at least until they've proven themselves reliable. And that they truly care about you for who you are. Seems obvious. But attraction can blind your common sense. If you've recently used menthol muscle rub on your limbs, be very, very careful that you've washed all of it off immediately afterwards. Do not indulge the urge to scratch your itching genitals with that hand. Even after washing your hands clean. Just to be safe. Touching melted plastic. Wearing shoes that lost all their grip. Sorry for bad English. I feel off a tractor and luckily it didn't run over me. Since then I always wear shoes with good grip. Continuing to date someone who starts shit 2 weeks into dating. You gotta learn what a red flag means before you can recognize their significance. I guess. But damn. What a lesson to learn. Going commando with entirely untrimmed pubes in a pair of pants with a zipper. Choosing an ex that cheated on me over a friend that doesn't talk to me anymore because of that. Being a doormat for everyone. Driving over the alcohol limit. Formatted the wrong hard drive and didn't have updated backups. Single mothers. Don't blame them for finding a better option for themselves and their children. But they ripped my heart out in ways I can't put back together. Sorry. But never again. Opening my coolant reservoir when my car overheated. To see if that was why. PSA, don't ever do that. Relapse into alcohol after 8 months sober. I pray to not make that mistake again. Trusting a friend at work. Accepting the bare minimum. Believing her when she says, he's just a friend. 10 out of 10 would experience again. I can fix her. My mom once had decorative soaps in the guest bathroom. I thought they were candy. Munched on them a lot longer than I should have before realizing I was bamboozled. Moral of the story. Don't eat bathroom candy. Sometimes. Edit. I was 15 or so. I feel that adds an extra dimension of stupid to the whole thing. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. If you would like to see more content like this in the future, Subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified about future videos. Now check out one of these interesting videos.